What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Jorge El Curioso, also known as Mariano. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Tunison. The map is competitive, mega, random, and both players have not found their hunt. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. There's always going to be hunt in your first circle around your map, though. So it is important to scout as fast as you possibly can at all angles to try and find where that hunt could potentially be. We do see some giraffe over here for Mariano. Tunison is yet to find his hunt. If we take a quick look, it's right in front of him, and he is going to be very upset that he's missed that. That being said, not going hunting dogs in this matchup, not the worst thing in the world. Both players actually having a very similar problem. As you can see, the hunt is over here for Mariano, and he barely misses it. How do you miss that? There's a cow over. Just use the cow. Get in there. Scout it out. The question is, at what point do you decide to not go for hunting dogs here? Tunison has thrown up his mana, thrown up his temple. So Tunison, at this point, I guess, he's decided to not go for hunting dogs. But at what point would you decide to not go for hunting dogs? As the cows come through, scouting this, as he sees the giraffe. He sees the two giraffe. And he goes, "Why, God? Why have you forsaken me?" He's still not moving on to them, though. I'm surprised. If I saw these giraffe here, I would immediately just say, all right, off the chicken, move forward. Take the L. Mariano, on the other hand, he has spotted his giraffe over here as well, but he only sees one of them, so he's not actually sure how many are there. As opposed to that, plenty of other hunt in the middle of the map here, all over the place. So it's going to be a very important upgrade to get while he goes to the next age will be hunting dogs, both players. Thank you for the 24 months, Bennett! Or Benet, depending on which area of the world you come from, but that's our second year anniversary. Thing of beauty. Wonderful. And we'll see how the game goes. As Mariano's starting to move forward, going to be eating his giraffe on this position here. And while we do have the Oracle pushing in to check out what's happening for Tunison, seeing exactly the same thing, except Mariano decides to jump onto a cow, and Tunison says, no, the chicken will do here. Imagine if he went on the giraffe. He could have had a perfect 355 here, but instead, 4 minutes is the best. As both players hitting around about a 4-minute advance time. Not going to be that big of a deal. Oracle's moving back home. Cows have been found. Both players, 8 and 10 cows over here. Tunison with only 6, though. Tunison losing out a bit in terms of his herdables as they get sent back home. Tunison, he's left his oracles in a fairly aggressive position. Generally speaking, in the mirror, it's a much better idea to just leave your oracles back home and just valor them straight away. Or if you don't want to valor them, you can save the valor for your units to pop out. But definitely having them in a defensive position just in case is a good way to play. Scales of Catopulus over here with the minus 20% myth unit crush vulnerability there. As well as the Tusk of the Iron Boar over here. That's really not an important relic in this game, in this matchup. We don't normally see Contarius here too often after all is said and done. So we do see the classical age popping through for Tunison as he's dropping his double counter barracks, and we see no, not exactly the same thing here for Mariano. He decides to go for the military barracks counter barracks off of just the 6 citizens. So we'll see how that's going to work. Both players opting against dropping the economic guild and going for hunting dogs. I do think that's a mistake. There's heaps of hunt on this map. I have to do some build order investigation into it, actually, because if you take a look at the actual resources here from both players, there doesn't seem to be enough to afford the hunting dogs and the units to come out and the extra economic guild when you go for this 4-minute advance. But I wonder if that's actually the case or not, because you would have been able to get some more food income straight away. If you got 3 villagers on hunt with hunting dogs, that's effectively equal to having an extra citizen on hunt, which is like you've got, right? I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, Mariano in defense. A defensive position over here as we are starting to see the Promethean offspring scouting around. They do find some citizen here to get a little bit of harass on, but Tunison here is going to have to retreat straight away as Mariano shanks. As now the Terma making their way in onto this position, looking for a little bit of raids as the citizen. They're going to be doing some beautiful garrison microning there from Mariano. As Tunison's got to be careful here. Doesn't want to lose any damage. Just wants to get little bits of chip damage done. As everything coming out here very nicely. But one thing that Tunison will be having to think about is how is he going to deal with the fact that Mariano here is making Murmillo. He's not making a whole lot of Murmillo though. He's just made 2. Just 2 Murmillo and the rest Terma out of 1 counter barracks. So not the biggest of deals. And meanwhile, we do see Tunison here. He's going to be taking the villager off of wood here over onto gold. Still would love to see an effort to get the hunting dogs here. As the Promethean offspring coming back in, getting a little bit of damage done onto the citizen as the hero units coming up here to push this back. Meanwhile, hero Terma coming through onto this position as well as the Terma pulling back on this position. Tunison trying to micro this on every single different front here. We do see that the Terma hero is going to get just a little bit of chip damage done onto these wood villages here as the Terma coming through for Mariano. Don't want to be losing those hero Terma. He almost does as he does decide to drag away at that point. As Tunison's raids here going nicely. You basically, I think the idea in this matchup when you're going for the Terma is you don't want to fight at all. So potentially getting hunting dogs and maybe going out into these Aurochs is actually a mistake, whereas you kind of just want to sit in your main base and try and punish your opponent for being out on the map a little bit, raiding everywhere you possibly can. Mariano here is literally just trying to play defensively. He's getting himself the infantry upgrade here, even though he's actually got 0 units that are affected by that medium infantry. Little known fact is Hero Murmillo don't get affected by the line upgrades. They instead get affected by the age you're in. So if you're in the classical age, they've already got their classical age bonus. If you're in the heroic age, they've already got their heroic age bonus. And same too for the mythic age. As the Terma still searching around here, looking for some villagers to kill here. Mariano getting pushed off yet again. It's just the small amounts of damage here that Tunison is doing. He could definitely snipe that villager. Probably be worth it. Lose a Terma or 2. A shockwave comes through. A bit of a strange shockwave there as not all the units go flying, but 2 snipes there for Mariano. Nice play. To me, it feels like the best use of shockwave in this matchup has to be to snipe citizen. You pull in with like, I don't know, 15, 20 Terma, shockwave the citizen, snipe the citizen, run away. If you use the kills onto Terma with the shockwave, you're going to be finding yourself with a slight disadvantage, you'd have to think. As you do have the economic guild in here, Tunison does have himself hunting dogs now, as well as hand axe coming in. Meanwhile, taking a look over here onto Mariano's point of view, he doesn't have an economic guild at all. He's going to be grabbing it though. So I assume he's going to be going for the hunting dogs straight away here once that's up. Take a look, see if it comes through. Tunison getting himself husbandry at this point as well to help boost his cow gather rate speed, also his cow the fattening of his cows. As Tunison here is able to start getting some good damage done onto this Murmillo. Nice play there. Snipes that one, but he does lose a Terma for it. Always value though sniping a food-based unit like the Murmillo, which is 55 food, 30 gold for a Terma, which is a little bit more resources, but less resources as well, if that makes any sense. Food takes longer to gather, all that stuff. It's a good thing in a way, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyways, we do see the Terma returning back onto this gold mine as now Mariano is saying, hey, I see you on that hunt and I don't like it. Medium infantry coming through for Tunison though. It's 14 villages apiece here. Resources very, very equal. The question is, who's going to win this fight? Cairo Ballista are completely usable in this fight here for Tunison, which will give him an advantage here. As the units coming, there's also a shockwave available for Tunison as he needs to bring his Terma back here to take this fight. We'll see how it's all going to go as both players focusing down the enemy Murmillo first here as best as they possibly can. As you do see that the shockwave does end up coming in onto the Terma on the back here. Tunison's Terma, Tunison has got 9 units not in this fight, which is giving Mariano effectively a 20 population advantage in this fight here. And for some reason, Tunison is just like, yeah, let's fight it. Let's go. And yes, he did have shockwave, so that was a slight advantage for him, but Mariano able to make a good amount of ground here as he does now have to retreat back. He did manage to force out a shockwave, and the citizen idle time was relatively severe there. As Tunison searching around for some snipes here. There is a Terma here he can pick off. Going after the Murmillo instead, though. Not quite able to finish that one there as Tunison is still sitting in a defensive position over here. Still looking for some sort of raids here as the Terma, I think he just throws the spear directly into the ground in front of him. Terma are a funny unit. But looks like Mariano at this point somehow able to get himself to the heroic age first, even though he doesn't have husbandry. I guess we did see Tunison getting himself hand axe here, which might not have been the best pick. He's also getting himself... Don't build farms if you don't have to. This is really bad. Not only do you spend 400 wood on these 2 farms, but you also spend 150 resources on plow. And it also is a reduction in your food economy. You've got cows. Just eat the cows. Anyways, no wonder Mariano is hitting the heroic age first here in this game. No wonder. So we do see the settlement now coming up for Mariano on this position as well. This is not something that I rate, but there is a decent back gold mine here for Mariano. He's also left the gold in his main base here with 1,000 gold left in it, so that's going to be a big help. Generally speaking, the fast second town centers, not the fast second town centers, the delayed second town centers after you've hit the heroic age, generally speaking, you're going to be losing to a player that does something different. But we are seeing that Tunison is doing exactly the same thing. So maybe I've got a misread on this matchup. Moradin says, Oranos players are lazy. We need farms because eco takes too much APM. True. 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 And true. Military barracks coming down for Tunison now to make some sort of a transition here. As we do see that Mariano has spotted this. He sees 2 citizen here. And he's sending his entire army over here. Tunison has not put anything down on this position either to defend this. We do see the heroic age is in. The army is not in position. It's defending the hunt villages over here. There's going to be 2 citizen kills here for Mariano out of nowhere. As heavy archers is coming through for Mariano. Not necessarily the best of upgrades to use there. Considering how weak the units are. But he's got a lot of Terma. So I guess he's going to get somewhat of a bonus here to try and take out these citizens. As the army does rotate around here. Will he be able to stop the town center of Mariano? Answer is no. As these Terma do spot a hero citizen making a break for the tower over here, but he's not going to be able to do that. All of those citizens fall. The town center gets denied. And honestly, I would say at this point, you've got to just say for Tunison, you've got one option here. You can't go for the town center now. Mariano's 2 town center. You have to go hit the cage here. You just have to. But instead, Tunison is just accepting he's going to be behind here. He's going to grab this this town center here, and yeah, he's just going to be behind. So we'll see how Mariano is going to utilize the advantage that he's found here. He's down 2 citizen. You see heavy cavalry coming in, hand axe coming. I like the option into heavy cavalry against the heavy archers. It's a good counter use there. As the Stymphalian Birds trying to target down those Terma here. They're moving around here as best as they possibly can. Town Center almost up on this position, but will Mariano be able to stop this here? We do see the units coming through here. A couple of units on the back. It could come in and snipe those Citizen yet again. As the Stymphalian Birds here going to town against each other, as Tunison's got the Stymphalian Bird advantage in this fight here. The Mariano's got the Dryads here. We see how things are going to be going. Shockwave gets utilized there. Both the Stymphalian Birds going down to the hero Terma at this point, as now the heavy Contaria is going to be coming through here to take out the Terma on the back. Meanwhile, in this position, yet again, we see Tunison utilizing his army in a raid instead of in the more important fights, but he does manage to win that fight there at that point. But Mariano has managed to go through Hecate here. He is down a little bit of population here. Tunison does have somewhat of an advantage right now, but Hecate's going to pop. Tartarian Gate's going to come through, and really, at this point, all Mariano needs to do is just delay. We see some more military barracks coming up here. More Terma are coming out. I wouldn't mind seeing some catapulties coming out for Mariano here to defend. Once you see heavy Contaris, a handful of catapulties wouldn't be a bad idea. There's now a palace coming up on this position to help defend. As the Dryads pushing through here, and we'll see how it can go for Tunison if he can manage to punish this kind of cheeky Mythic Age decision here by Mariano. Mariano's decided not to build units to go Mythic Age. If he just built units, he would be in a perfectly fine position here. But he's chosen to go Mythic Age. He gets up that palace or not is the big question. It's going to be close. The Clontarius do manage to take that one out, as Tunis has now popped out even more Citizen here to try and finish this palace up. Does manage to do so. There's now Tunison putting pressure over onto this location. Hecate just about to pop. That's going to be the Lampedi as well. Town Center getting torn down here as Tunison putting everything in to taking this one out. There's no units in position here for Mariano to drop any sort of Tartarian Gate here. If I'm Tunison, I start sending my Stymphalian Birds back home to defend against any sort of Tartarian Gate that pops here, as we do see the Lampedis coming through here, going to start converting units here, and Mariano has to pull back at this point. But we do see the Stymphalian Bird, instead of pulling back, is going to be utilized to push off this gold mine here, as Tunison sees an opportunity to get some sort of a gold staff. After all is said and done here, with those Contarius here, those heavy Contarius, no upside and secret at this moment, as we do see a shockwave coming in to allow those Toxotes a little bit of extra damage done on this fight here. There's more units coming through for Tunis, and he's just got so much army here. But the question is it enough or not? As Mariano, he's got his Tartarian Gate about to get dropped down, and does in fact use it on that temple. This is going to be gigantic here for Mariano. The damage is going to take out all of these farms that Mariano has put down. He's going to take out the town center, and Tunison basically has to just say, I got to retreat back home. Not only that, it looks like Mariano is defended on the front here completely, perfectly fine after all is said and done. As the villagers do garrison into the town center here. And the damage that this Tartarian Gate is going to do is gigantic. All those military buildings will fall. Everything going to fall in the main base of Tunison if he doesn't pull back and defend it immediately here. And now Mariano, I mean, the other thing here is that Mariano, even though he's lost his town center, because he got it up so much earlier, he's only one citizen behind at this point. And now Mariano can make an option here. He can go for a gold staff. He can go for a town center kill, or he can just get his town center back up. His Tunison's pulled all the way back. So we do see an attempt by Tunison to find some sort of a villager kills here. As a citizen coming over here, we do see that Tunison's got his oracles over on that position as well. As a citizen moving forward onto this gold mine here, there is an opportunity here still for Tunison to get a gold staff. As he sees the gold mine's gone, the villagers pushing forward here. I feel like Mariano can just drop a palace down here and he should be completely fine. So we do see this Oracle getting taken down on that position there. Mariano searching around to find some villages. This gold mine almost out here as the army here for Tunison just about to finish the Tartarian spawns. As the base has been saved, but the time has been given back over to Mariano in this game, as the heavy Contaris will be finding some citizen here. And this is going to be a big find here. Picks off one. We'll be able to pick off a second one here as well if Tunison pays attention, which he was not. So it looks like Mariano and gets the citizen back home for free. Maybe. Or no. Well, it looks like it's going to be found. It's going to be close, actually. The snare coming through as Tunison tries to separate the units up. It's the army now pushing through into the middle. We do see a citizen kill there as Tunison trying to grab himself that hunt in the middle of the base there. And he says, all right, I'll just get some farms. No worries. There's the military barracks now coming up for Mariano as well. And the Dryads starting to push forward onto this position. They take so much damage here, even though you see Mariano is behind by 15 population. If he has all 5 of his Dryads out, he's actually basically equal in population. Basically. And Tunison, he is over on this gold mine now. Probably doesn't have enough villages on gold here in order to support all of the Dryads that he needs to get out here. But we'll see how things are going to go, as it's just Contarius Arcus versus Destroyer Arcus. A bit of an interesting decision here as Copper Shield's coming through for Mariano. It's actually such a huge boost to this army here. If your opponent's got a ton of archers out, Copper Shield's 10% extra HP ends up being huge in this matchup. So now the Contarius starting to come around, trying to break in onto those Arcus on the back. Not quite able to make that work there as the town centers are back up to 2 apiece. Both players haven't managed to get their middle town center here. But Tunison still has access to a Mythic Age God Power if he can get there. So there's still going to be a difficulty here for Mariano. And I think that at this point here, Tunison should just go through Helios. If he goes through Helios, it would be huge. As a huge shockwave comes in. So units just get sent flying there. Tunison's gold mine does get pushed off as the raid comes through. This is a big, big hit to Tunison's economy, actually, as he's trying to get to the Mythic Age here. Meanwhile, Mariano is more than safe here, and Tunison has got no gold income. He didn't put any effort into defending this. He had all the resources to defend it. He could have just put down a palace. Would have been completely fine. We see the town center coming up in the middle of the map now as the Contarius will spot that. But will he be able to take that citizen out? As Tunison's trying to come in to defend this army as it's pushing forward. Do you see the units coming through? Simply going to garrison into the palace. No problems where that's concerned. As the army now in the main base of Tunison. Tunison now going through Hecate. I don't know how much I like the Hecate. Random Stifalian Bird on the corner of the map here as well. Going to be taking down some more citizen as Tunison is getting sent completely for 6 here. As he just does not know. He's got no idea what to do at this point. He's a handful of units in his base. Hasn't sent anything back to defend it. Sitting 130 population, but the destroyers here are going to be able to take out the town center incredibly fast. We see the Contarius coming back into this position. Lots of low HP citizen are here, but Mariano just consistently garrisoning there perfectly. No problems. As the town center looks like it's going to be falling. Some destroyers coming through here to defend here as the village is going to be trying to repair this one back up. For the moment here, it's like Tunison can just sell wood for a little bit here. He has been selling wood, but he's losing his town center. He's trying to take this out. We see the town center is now up for Mariano here, as a palace is up on this gold mine as well, as Mariano has defended very, very nicely in this game. Hecate just about to pop, so that will give Tunison a little bit of relief in this game. But you have to think that the fact that there's a handful of destroyers already out, that Mariano can just pull back, right-click on the Tartarian gate, take it out very, very simply here. Will he try and kill all 3 of these buildings? Yeah. Doesn't hit the temple there, as you do see a Stimfalian Bird immediately clicked out by Mariano. He's only got enough favor for 1, but he will almost have the second one. As the destroyers, the melee units coming back. One secret here is you can just heroize your destroyers. I would like to do some testing to see exactly how many hero destroyers you need to take out a Tartarian Gate just by itself. But they are very, very good in these positions here. Especially if you just send the hero destroyers in first and then the normal destroyers. Look at the damage. It does, one of these does 6 damage and attack. Just like nothing there. That's the Tartarian Gate getting taken down. We do see a mana coming up on this position as well. The mana's getting taken down. The Tartarian Gate here with 1000 HP remaining. Tunison trying to get his town center back up, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to. Like, maybe he will. I mean, look, we do see that Mariano is opting to retreat back. He's spent a lot of resources trying to come in and take this Tartarian Gate down. With the Symphalian Bird here, it should go down eventually, but just the one might not be enough. Might be worth to just throw down another temple here and get himself out. Another Symphalian Bird, but it'll take some time here as another medium destroyer coming in. And the villagers are indeed going to be chucking that temple down to help here. As Tunison slowly going to get his town center back up. He is back over on this gold mine as well. Tunison might want to grab himself that third town center there. He's a little bit behind in terms of the villager count here as well, 18 to 22. So he needs to sort that one out as the Tartarian Gate gets sorted out here. And the Tartarian spawns also get finished up. So now we see the citizen coming over here. The Oracle still has line of sight of this town center. After 20 minutes in this game, that Oracle is still hanging out on this town center. Amazing positioning by Mariano here. But now Tunison has got the Destroyer army. Mariano, on the other hand, has got himself Champion Arcus, plus he's got Bronze Shields, maybe? Yeah, Bronze Shield. So he's got a huge advantage in this fight at this moment because Tunison's only got Copper Shields and Heavy Archers. But the Destroyers are the big advantage here because they tank so much damage. So long as Tunison keeps the Destroyers in the front of his army, he will win this. But he needs to make sure that that's how that works. And Mariano here, even if he micros onto the Heavy Archers, it doesn't really matter. As the unit's now breaking through, going to be taking this one out. You can see, look at Mariano. He's not putting any effort into microing his Champion Arcus in this fight. And therefore, he's losing it so hard, even though he's got the better upgrades. His army composition just isn't it. As we see the Fire Siphon now starting to break their way through here. And yet again, the raid onto the town center. Tunison loses Citizen, doesn't get the town center up. And he hasn't put any effort into like securing this position or the gold mine even. As Tunison here, he's winning on the front, but he's got no gold income. Random citizen over here looking to drop a market and start a trade route. But if Tunison can't get his town center up, he cannot continue in this game, most likely. Now Tunison going to be breaking down the town center on this location. The hero citizen trying to heal this one back up. There's no real units here to take out the destroyers, and 4 medium destroyers can kill off a town center fairly easily here, as the Arcas are just hanging out on this gold mine. And what can Tunison do? There's no golds remaining for him. There's no gold mines here. This is the last gold mine really on the map. These 3 gold mines are the last gold mines on the map. So both players need to start thinking about trade routes here. As the archers coming back in, pushing the citizen off of this location. Symphalian Bird's coming back over here as well. As Tunison, I mean, he's still putting pressure. He's still moving forward, but I mean, like Mariano, he can just keep on trading underneath the palace. And even though he's got less population here, he's stopping the gold income. So there's just going to be less reinforcements for Tunison in this game. As the Symphalian Birds come through, can snipe the Dryad. Citizen pulling back here as well. Now, the thing is, though, really, for Mariano, so if he loses the palace, life becomes a little bit harder for him. So he does need to make sure he repairs this one back up. As Tunison is still just putting everything into this. We do see the citizen on this position getting pushed back. Arcus over here. Stymphalian Bird's picking off citizen. There's no gold income remaining here for Tunison, as he is slowly starting to run out of population in this game, of army in this game, whereas Mariano was sitting at a very, very healthy 130 population. Not only that, Dryads coming through to push him above that population cap ever so slightly, taking out the destroyers. We do see a nice mana kill there. It's the palace, and he's so close to dying. Now we see that Mariano is making an effort with the 10 HP citizen to repair this one back up. And Tunison back over on this gold mine. He does have himself now a llama caravan, but no decent market set up. He's going from the hometown center to this town center. He could go to this town center for at least like 9 gold or something. As the citizen gets spotted yet again, another one falls. Now Mariano can get himself his third town center back up here, and Tunison going to be pulling back home. More citizen falling, and Tunison, he's just not able to do anything. His llama caravan's 0 gold. And in that moment, Tunison does tap out. A really, really interesting Oranos mirror here. I wasn't really sure which way it was going. It seemed like actually Tunison had a winning position here. All he had to do was put a palace down on this position, on this gold mine, and he most likely would have been in a good position to win. Because there's no palace here, Mariano could just keep on chipping away at the economic lead that Tunison had gathered here. I'm pretty sure there was a Tunison economic lead here. Yep. And was able to find his way back into this game to win in the end. But after all is said and done, Mariano gets the dub. Tunison loses. There's still a potential extra game in this series if Tunison can win the next one. It's the best of 3. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.